The role of women in the society. The event is tagged "The New Women Winning in a Man's World." Stay with us.
This is a live Channels television event.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I at this point in time invite our compere for today, the irrepressible, ebullient, dynamic Chief Mrs. Oji Makunjola, MFR.
Thank you very much, Pastor. I would please request Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for us to turn to the third page on the program, which is the rendition of the national prayers. Please, can we all be standing while we recite the second stanza of the national anthem, which is, of course, the national prayer. O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide thou our leaders right. Help our youths the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Please be seated. What a day. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Delta State, our very amiable, I'll call him futuristic Governor, Dr. Odwaga, Your Excellency, the wife of the Executive Governor of Delta State, a most humble woman. In the last 24 hours since I got to Delta, she has to me represented womanhood, the new Nigerian woman, mixing home and office and making it work. Ma'am, you're welcome. His Excellency, the Chief Publisher of Sun. From here, I cannot see him, but I have a protocol list, and I'm just going to leave by that. In February of this year, women gathered in Abuja, first to look back and do a reflection. Where are we as women? What powers do we have as women? What can we do as women to fast-track development in Nigeria? And the convener of that event that has crystallized into action points for Nigerian women is here with us today, and a pride to womanhood. Please welcome with me the Majority Leader of the House of the Representatives, Honorable Mulikat Akonde-Adeola. I am not hearing enough, maybe the distance, but we are here to applaud ourselves, to give ourselves meaning. So I want, even the men are doing better than the women. So let's bring the roof down. Thank you. She turned around banking industry. She gave standard to building. She gave standard to women. Your own daughter, our own mentor. Please welcome with me our guest speaker for today, Dr. Evelyn Okuto, former Managing Director of BOI. BOI became new. She gave that impetus, and she's going to share it with us today. I'd also like to recognize that we have with us the Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Sir, you're welcome. I'd like to recognize that we have with us my Lord, the Chief Justice of Delta State, Honorable Justice Z.A. Smith and his wonderful wife, the Deputy Speaker, and other members of the Delta State House of Assembly and their spouses, the secretary to the state government, the chief of staff, the head of service, commissioners and advisors, you're all welcome. The commissioner of police is here and other security commanders, you're also welcome. Chairmen and members of boards, commissions and agencies, permanent secretaries, our royal fathers, spiritual leaders, good women of Delta State, good women of Nigeria, my very distinguished members of the vibrant Nigerian press, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today, becoming a leader involves much more than being put in leadership role. It involves having a strong sense of self as a leader, establishing a clear vision and developing a sense of purpose. Leadership, unlike management, cannot be taught, is acquired, is earned. Nigerian women have come a long way in their struggle for the realization of good governance, both civil, proving themselves in both social and political, and struggling for these rights. But despite the progress made by men and women to advance in government and politics, women are still underrepresented. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, in the course of this summit, we need to ask ourselves, what can we do to increase the number of women leaders in politics? His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, has said that we have women in appointive positions. But what's happening? We don't have enough in terms of elective, in terms of business, and the political life of this country. And if I may borrow from the centenary theme for Nigeria, it says for us to move on, that we have to be at par, 50-50 by 2020. And so, on behalf of Sun Management, and of course, the Delta State government that has powered this summit, it is indeed a time in history for me, to be part of the gathering today. Before I call for the welcome address, it's imperative that I introduce some of the women that are here with us on the front row. Please welcome with me Dr. Mrs. Farida Waziri, former chairperson, EFCC. Our mother is here with us. You know, she trailed the blaze. She started ensuring that women have not just a seat, but a voice in any political party. We owe this to her, and I'd like to most humbly recognize Iyom Josephine Anene, former Minister of Women Affairs, former women leader of the PDP. Today is a very special day in the history of women. We are not looking in terms of just what we can do. We're summing it up and saying to ourselves, we need to be leaders that will speak to issues. Well, there are very brave men here. Can we please give them a round of applause? And it is on that note, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I still remain yours, Mojima Konjola. I'd like to welcome Mr. Femi Adesina, Managing Director, Editor-in-Chief of the Sun Publishing Limited, and of course, the President, Guild of Editors of Nigeria. Please, let's welcome him warmly.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, and our Chief Host, Dr. Emmanuel Udanga, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Mrs. Rolly Uduanga, the chairman of this summit, Honorable Mulikat Akonde Adeola, other protocols duly observed. It is my singular pleasure to welcome you all to this Women Leadership Summit 2014, an initiative of the Sun Publishing Limited, powered and facilitated by the Delta State Government. This summit is conceived to be an annual event, of which this is the maiden edition. And it is very fitting that this maiden edition is holding at this world-class convention center in Asaba, capital of Delta State. It has been proven over and over again that Delta no dey carry last. And that is why this first ever summit is holding here. Our immense thanks to the current Sound Man of the Year, Dr. Emmanuel Uduanga, his wife, Mrs. Rolly Uduanga, and all members of the State Executive Council who have given us unparalleled cooperation and support. Why a Women Leadership Summit, some people may ask. And for us at the Sun, we say, why not? Is it not a woman's world again, with men just living in it? Are they not our mothers, our wives, our daughters, our sisters? Are they not our better halves, without whom our lives as men are not and cannot be complete? Are they not the mothers of the country who nurture and devotedly bring up the men who then grow up to become presidents, governors, doctors, pilots, journalists, and diverse top professionals? No wonder Napoleon Bonaparte said, and I quote, "Let France have good mothers, and she will have good sons," unquote. True, if Nigeria wants good sons, she must then have good mothers. But as crucial as the role of women is in nation building, there has been the attempt over the decades to circumvent